Universal Studios, Hollywood, the Samuel Goldwyn Company presents American Gladiators. Selected from a nationwide search, 20 men and women have come to Hollywood to challenge our force of American Gladiators for a single honor, to become American Gladiators champions. Now, here are your American Gladiators: Gemini, Lace, Nitro, Gold, Laser, Blaze, Thunder, Ice, Turbo, and Diamond. The host for American Gladiators, Mike Adamle, and his co-host, Larry Zonka.
Hi again, everyone. I'm Mike Adamle. Glad you could join us for a brand new season on the American Gladiators. The contenders that we have selected from our nationwide tryout search, well, they come from all walks of life, and they represent a wonderful blend of athletic skill and personal triumph, but they have never faced the challenges like the ones that will be posed by the American Gladiators. And this year we have added 4 more, and they are awesome. My co-host is a guy who has never walked away from the challenge. He is Hall of Fame fullback from the Miami Dolphins, number 39, Mr. Larry Zonka.
Good to be here,
Good to have you, babe.
I've run away from a few challenges.
You know, the contenders who advanced from this preliminary round, they will have beaten some fairly long odds. What kind of elements will factor into their success?
Personally, I think their ability to adapt to this situation, to adapt their athletic ability to the different events that we're going to put them through. Obviously, some of them are not high school events or college events. And secondly, I think their ability to discipline themselves, to not be intimidated by the lights, the audience, the events themselves, even our gladiators.
And we should mention that there are 2 brand new events this year on American Gladiators. And with that in mind, let's meet the contenders for this preliminary round.
In our women's preliminary, please welcome Johnnie Hill-Hudgins of Princeton, New Jersey, a health aid assistant. And her opponent, Dayna Duke of Scottsdale, Arizona, a dentist and former prep basketball standout. In the men's competition, here's Trent Suzuki of Redondo Beach, California, a fitness trainer and former karate champion. And his opponent, Lance Duke of Scottsdale, Arizona, an account representative and former collegiate linebacker.
Folks, we have a first here on American Gladiators. Dayna and Lance, husband and wife, our first ever husband and wife team. And the obvious question, do you two have anything riding on this competition? I got the feeling that Lance will never hear the end of this if you beat him in this competition. Not that you go head-to-head, but in your particular preliminary round.
Well, actually, we're just pulling for each other. We're not competing. We just want each of us to do well.
Lance, why don't I buy that?
I hope she wins it all. I really do.
How did you two meet anyway, and how did you get the idea to compete on American Gladiators?
We met in a gym, working out, of course, and we got a call from a buddy that said, come on out and try out for the American Gladiators. You know, y'all do good on the show. And so we thought we would, and never thought we'd be here, but we're glad to be here.
We hope you do well, and let's hope it doesn't end up in divorce court. That's another show. Larry?
Johnny, I read in your resume that you had some experience throwing the shot put, that you were the shot put champion at one time back in New Jersey, and that you also have some karate expertise. Do you plan to throw our gladiators around a bit today?
Well, we'll see what happens. They'll probably throw me around, and I'll throw them around.
You can bet on it. Trent, I understand you're the reigning amateur middleweight kickboxing champion. Are you going to use some of those skills today?
Well, Larry, I'm going to bob a little, weave a little, and go for the knockout.
All right.
Good luck to both of you. Mike?
Contenders, best of luck. Let the games begin. If you haven't seen the American Gladiators before, this is how our competition works. Our contenders, 2 men and 2 women, will compete in 7 very different events against our American Gladiators. Now, the contenders who amass the most points in those 7 rigorous confrontations automatically advance to the next round and move 1 step closer towards our championship final. At stake, over $150,000 in cash and prizes. We're ready now for our first event. Here's Larry with an explanation.
There's our referee, Larry Thompson, going over the rules with Nitro, Laser, and Thunder. For our first event, Powerball. A 45-second contest where contenders score as many goals as they can.
And one of those contenders is Lance Duke, originally from Stillwater, Oklahoma, and a former linebacker at East Central University.
His opponent, Trent Suzuki, a kickboxing champion and a former baseball player at UCLA.
And right off the bat, Trent Suzuki in the red scores the early goal.
Lance has already met up with the turf on 2 occasions as we see Trent scoring a goal. Lance is taking his bumps and bruises in this, so's Trent.
There's a nice spin move by Lance Duke as he gets by Nitro to score.
Trent trying the same move, but it doesn't work on Thunder.
We've got a tie, 2-2 between Trent and Lance. Gentlemen, you earned every goal. That was unbelievable.
Oh, that was tough, Mike, but you know, we just gotta shake and bake and see what we can make, huh?
You know, you're a personal fitness trainer for people like Magic Johnson and also Kirk Gibson. I read in your resume. It looked like they may have taught you a few things about moving on a court or a field.
A little bit of slash, a little juke, shoulder. Yes, sir.
And the spin move. You relied more on power, Lance, and were able to blow by a couple of the Gladiators.
Luck. That's what I was depending on, luck.
Well, they're shaking their heads back there. I think they were impressed. That was a great match. All 5 of you. Congratulations.
Very physical match for our Gladiators as well as our contenders as they pick up 2 points the hard way. There's plenty of action left in this preliminary round, including the Joust, a game of assault, but up next, women's Powerball.
Welcome back to Universal Studios Hollywood, where our women's preliminary round is set to go. And Ice, Lace, and Blaze will be taking on the contenders in Powerball. And one of those contenders, Johnnie Hill-Hudgins, one of 2 Hill sisters who tried out for the American Gladiators. Her twin Michael didn't make the final cut, but she's here to root her sister on.
And Johnny's opponent is Dr. Dayna Duke, whose husband Lance we just watched earned 2 points in this event. Now it's Dana's turn to take her hand at Powerball.
Larry, certainly one wonders if Dana learned anything from Lance's experience. It appears that she has because she scored the first goal, and she scores again.
She looks like a halfback, Mike, the way she gives that hip and pushes by. There's Johnny using a stiff arm tactic.
Lace took exception to that. Johnny working against Blaze now. And it's getting a little rough out there, Larry.
Dana again with that halfback move, throwing a hip out, going the other way. Johnny tries it, but not much success, but does land a stiff arm.
No score. Stay down, stay down.
Mike, I think Johnny's got under the skins of the Gladiators a little bit with that stiff arm action.
No score.
There's some tempers flaring out here.
Well, they stayed away from her on that particular goal, and that is it. Dayna Duke, the winner, 5-3. But Johnny pleased with her effort, as is her twin sister, Michael, who's in attendance here.
Unfortunately, though, our referee, Larry Thompson, has taken a point away from Johnny for a slight infraction. As you see her go by Ice here, she throws a left stiff arm right into the face of Lace, puts Lace on the mat, and as a result, loses a point. However, Dayna Duke, scoring on her first 5 attempts with the ball, comes to a 5-2 lead at the conclusion of this contest. Over in our men's competition, we're tied after one event as they move on to the Joust. Trent Suzuki's up first, weighing in at 165 pounds, but he doesn't consider his weight to be a liability here.
I'm a little guy in comparison to them, but, you know, big things come in little packages, so I'm going to, you know, stay focused, keep my momentum going, and drive right through them. You know, I think when they see me, and as little as I am in comparison to themselves, they're going to be in for a big surprise when and if I choose to pop them. They'll know it.
Well, Trent's an amateur kickboxing champion, but Trent, I got bad news for you, buddy. You can't use your feet in this event. Turbo really wailing on Trent. And there he goes.
Trent said the weight wouldn't be a factor, but I have to believe that it was, as Turbo sends him off the platform, and now we're preparing for Lance Duke to get up and see what he's learned by watching Trent in the last competition.
Once again, a contender has 30 seconds to try to knock the Gladiator from his pedestal.
Oh, man, on a tightrope, off he goes. Lance goes to the mat as Turbo sweeps the men's event in the Joust. So the score remains the same after 2 events. Over in our women's contest, Dayna leads Johnnie as they prepare for the Joust. Johnnie's husband and sister look on. They'll get an opportunity to see her take on gold in this event.
On guard.
Johnnie not quite sure what to do with that pugil stick. Gold's got the right idea.
Johnnie going for the midsection, trying to neutralize Gold, but getting off balance quite a bit when she does it. Little backhand by Gold. Sweeps Johnnie from the platform.
Well, our dentist, Dayna Duke, is up next, and she told us how persistence works for her.
Most things don't come easy. I've always had to work for everything. Honors in athletics and honors in grades. I'm an average person, but I have a lot of fortitude, and that's what pulls me through. I'm patient and I work hard, and that's what gets me where I am.
Well, Dana's going to have to work time and a half if she's to defeat Gold.
Patience and hard work are a key, obviously, but a little aggressiveness won't hurt a thing. Gold really dishing it out. Dayna just absorbing the blows, doing a good job of maintaining her balance, but loses it, and is swept from the platform. Gold shows what it's all about. As we see Gold landing the blows from left to right, right to left. Dayna doing a good job, as I alluded to earlier, of staying on the platform, but can't withstand that kind of attack.
So Gold with the shutout, and the score remains the same after 2 events. Still to come on the American Gladiators is the Wall and Atmosphere. Up next, Assault. Welcome back to Universal Studios Hollywood, where the men are set to take aim at Assault. In this event, a contender has 60 seconds to hit a target using a crossbow, a rocket launcher, a cannon, a pistol, and finally our version of 3 hand grenades. The contender may also earn 4 points if they can complete the course without being hit. The contenders are trying to hit a target placed above the Gladiator, in this case, Gemini.
Lance Duke, a former collegiate athlete, told us why he enjoys competing again here.
It's inbred in me, you know, to compete, and just to get out there and have a chance to win and do my best. And you can't explain it whenever things go right for you. You know, things start clicking and you start succeeding. It's just a great feeling. You know, all competitors know what it feels like. And it's something you can't explain. You just, you know, you love it and you thrive for it.
And with those competitive fires burning, Lance is set to go. There you see the target located above Gemini. The red portion is worth 7 points if Lance can hit that. A bullseye, the white portion worth 10. He's shot with a crossbow right on the mark. Gemini is done, and done quickly. I don't think he even got a shot off.
Lance, not a bullseye, but certainly in the ring, good for 7 points. Great shot.
Very happy with that. You know, the wife hit it in practice, and I was a little bit worried that she was going to outdo me here, but I got very lucky and hit it.
Did she give you some pointers on your crossbow work?
Yes, she did. She said a little bit higher, and that's exactly what I did, and it turned out good for me.
I'd listen to that young lady more often.
Yes, I should.
Congratulations on your points and great competitive spirit.
And now it's Trent Suzuki's turn to set his sights high, as he now trails Lance by 7 points after Lance's most accurate shot.
Ready?
And Trent, taking the cue from the audience, aim high, follows the instructions perfectly. He picks up 7 points.
What's going on?
What is going on, Gemini?
Trent, great job. I mean, you're an exciting guy to watch.
Well, thanks. I'm just trying to put on a good show for the nation, you know.
Have you ever had any crossbow experience before?
no way. I cross section. That's it. No crossbow.
Let me tell you something, Trent. I have never seen anyone jump higher in place. When you fire that thing and hit that target, you must have jumped 6 feet straight up.
Yeah, I was just hoping he wasn't still shooting at me, that's all.
Congratulations on your 7 points. Good luck.
Jim and I don't know what got into these contenders, but they're taking away all your fun. You don't even get a chance to shoot.
That's true. That first area is a good area to stop and take a dead aim because it's a higher protector there. So if you can get it from that distance, hey, good luck to you, pal.
Jim and I don't feel bad. You'll get your chance again.
Oh, yeah. I'll be back.
A rarity on American Gladiators as both Lance and Trent connect with a crossbow, and as a result, the men remain deadlocked after 3 events. Over in our women's competition, Dayna leads Johnnie as the women get set for assault. In this event, they'll challenge Diamond, and Dayna Duke is under the gun first.
And remember, she's the one who taught her husband how to shoot the crossbow. Aim high has been the key so far, but that shot a little too high.
A little bit too much of an allowance, wouldn't you say, Mike?
Nice thing about assault, you get 5 chances.
He's high again with a rocket launcher. Let's see what you can do with the cannon.
Just flicking your hand out, trying to pull the trigger.
Low and left with the cannon.
You can see that Dayna is working against the clock. She is fast, running out of time.
High and wide. Now 3 shots with the softballs right under the gun. Way high with that one. As she runs out of time. 1 contender down and out, and now Diamond will challenge Johnnie, who at 30-something is one of our oldest contenders, but she doesn't think that will hinder her.
Age is not a disadvantage to me. Age is a number. I'm confident in my ability and what I can do, and I think I'll get the job done nicely with good sportsmanship.
Cool, calm, and collected, Johnnie Hill-Hudgins, and that should help her in this event.
Mike, she's already demonstrated that she has a lot of athletic ability, but I'll tell you something else she's demonstrated. That's an aggressive policy. She's not afraid to step up to bat as she goes a little high and a little wide with a crossbow.
Johnnie is taking extra time to make sure her shots are accurate, but that can be a double-edged sword. You can run out of time, so you gotta make those shots count. Well, that one counts. You talk about shooting from the hip. Johnnie almost hit the bullseye. Larry?
Johnnie, you are one of the most exciting contenders we've ever had here. You virtually attacked this course.
I tried my best. It wasn't a bullseye, but I'll take the 7 points.
It's a lot of fun watching you.
Thank you.
Oh, so close, but Johnnie does take the women's lead over Dayna after 3 events. Yeah, is right, Johnnie. There you see it, 9-5. Now in our men's prelim, the men are tied as they stand by for our next event, the wall. And in the wall, the contenders will climb side by side. They have 60 seconds to reach our 32-foot summit. First man up will earn 10 points.
In this event, Lance is going to be followed up the wall by Turbo, and Trent is going to face the challenge from one of the best we have in this event, Laser.
Trent Suzuki in the red, Lance Duke in the blue. Again, each contender has a 10-second head start, and here come the Gladiators.
Laser closing that gap immediately on Trent. Trent seeing him getting a little burst of speed as our 2 contenders are almost even going up the wall. It's going to be a close heat. As Lance grabs the top of the summit first and takes the points.
It's not often you have 2 contenders go up the wall and be so close as far as time is concerned. Lance, you made it up in 28 seconds. Trent, you made it up in 30 seconds. Was your wife an inspiration in this? She made it up the wall?
Yeah, she'd be laughing at me had I not got up here first, so it's kind of a lot of pressure there.
Trent, it is my understanding that this is your first time up here, huh?
Absolutely. I didn't think I was going to do it, but I saw laser on my tail, and I got real scared, and I scooted up that baby as fast as I could.
32 feet in the air, never felt so good. Enjoy the ride down. And we'll be back with more as American Gladiators continues after this.
Lance reaches the summit first, and as a result, he takes the lead in our men's contest after 4 events. Still to come on American Gladiators is Atmosphere. But up next, the women's turn to scale the wall.
Welcome back to Universal Studios Hollywood, and in this preliminary round, Johnnie Hill-Hudgins leads Dayna Duke as they get set to scale the wall. Dayna will be challenged by Ice, and our leader, Johnnie, well, she'll be followed up the wall by Lace.
Ready?
Our 2 contenders having a 10-second head start up the wall before the Gladiators begin their ascent.
Both women making their way up by means of those hand grips, which are placed randomly along the face of the wall.
Lace wasting no time grabbing a hold of Johnnie. Maybe a little payback for that stiff arm and Powerball.
But Johnnie shakes her off. Lace figured she had a score to settle.
Dayna closing the gap, making the ascent first. She's going to pick up the 10 points. Johnnie's still on the wall. Lace has jumped back on. Says, I'm not giving up this easy. Johnnie has quite a gap there. Johnnie, as a matter of fact, having a little smile, sort of laughing about the situation. Now seemingly pretty serious. She grabs the top, and she too ascends the wall.
That was quite an ascent by both women, both Dayna and both Johnnie. You did so in the winning time of 39 seconds, and you looked very smooth. You had the right line. I saw a lot of determination, but not too much perspiration.
Mainly just determination. I just wanted to get to the top.
You did it well, Dayna. Very, very nicely done. You win 10 points for that. And Johnnie, you get 5 because you made it up also. 20 seconds slower, but you had the unfortunate occurrence of a gladiator being able to grab you. You fought her off, and you made it to the top. That's what it's all about.
Yes, Lace is a tough cookie. I give her credit.
Well, you excited an awful lot of people down there. Say hello to them and take your bows.
For a victory on the wall, Dayna earns 10 points and retakes the lead after 4 events. Over in our men's competition, her husband Lance also has the lead as the men prepare to load in for Atmosphere. Here, both contenders compete simultaneously in an attempt to score in any of the 4 pods worth 1 point each. At the same time, 2 gladiators will defend against the contenders by rolling around in spheres of their own.
Trent Suzuki from Redondo Beach, California, being loaded in, and now Lance Duke, who makes his home now in Scottsdale, Arizona, he gets inside of his blue cage.
Ready, red. Ready, blue. Gladiators, ready. Spotters, ready.
Thunder and Gemini, the 2 gladiators who get the honor of trying to bounce Trent and Lance around in this game where the Big Bang Theory is sorely tested.
Lance making an early move. Did he get it in long enough? Yes, he picks up the point. Trent answers with a point of his own.
But now he can't get out. We've seen that happen to contenders time and time again. Momentum a very big factor in this event.
Lance working hard against Gemini, unable to get into the pod. Lance with a little breakaway move here. Can he settle it in? Gemini says no way.
And Thunder, the big man, doing a masterful job of keeping Trent out of that scoring pod. Lance, meanwhile, having a field day as he scores one more time. And that is it.
Trent pulled a power play on Thunder, something we don't see very often, particularly in Atmosphere, but you got by and pushed him out of the way a little bit, got in and hit the scoring pod.
Yeah, but then he got real tough on me after that. I couldn't really get out of that pod, but you know, at least I got the one.
Well, Thunder's that way. If you pull a power play on him, he doesn't forget it. Well, it's nice to see all your fans enjoying it. I know you must have gotten 100 tickets because you got most of your family and all your friends over there.
Yes!
Lance, while Trent pulled a power play, you, on the other hand, were up and down the court a couple of times.
Hey, I tell you what, this is really a great game. It was really fun out here competing against Gemini. He is a great competitor, and it was a blast. It'll wear you out, though.
I should think you'd be worn out. You must have covered 500 or 600 yards in this thing in the course of that 60 seconds.
I was trying to get it moving, and fortunately, it moved fairly well.
Well enough for you to score a couple of points. Congratulations, and good luck the rest of the afternoon.
And with his 2-1 victory, Lance adds some insurance points to his lead after 5 events. In the women's competition, Dayna holds a slim lead as the women get ready to roll in Atmosphere.
As we see Johnny loading into her Atmosphere, she's a great competitor, and she's concerned about that 1 point, would like to make it up here. There's Dayna getting into her pod. She looks very tiny in that big pod.
And drawing the defensive assignment for the Gladiators, Ice and Blaze.
Ready red. Ready blue. Gladiators ready.
Our referee, Larry Thompson, making sure the field of play is set. And those plumes of white smoke are to indicate to both the contenders and the audience that goals have been scored. The match is underway.
Ice wasting no time, letting Johnny know that it's going to be a head-banging affair.
No score, no score.
Johnny's on the edge, but you can't quite seem to get it to settle into the pod.
Dayna finally has some room to roll, and she scores.
Johnny getting a little bit of an opening, settles in and picks up the score.
Almost does it again at the other end. Dayna does.
Johnny can't quite seem to get it to settle. Ice is holding her out. Blaze cutting off Dayna on her way to the pod.
And that confrontation between Johnny and Ice, the difference in Dayna's 2-1 victory. Johnny has got it there at the pod, but she can't settle down. Ice does a nice job, and Dayna has a 2-point lead after 5 events. Still to come on the American Gladiators is the Eliminator. And up next, Hang Tough. Welcome back to Universal Studios Hollywood for this preliminary round on the American Gladiators. After 5 events, Lance leads Trent as the men prepare to take to the skies for Hang Tough.
Trent Suzuki's up first, and he's going to go up against our Gladiator, Nitro.
And the object for the contender is to make it to the platform where Nitro is standing. If Trent can do that, he'll earn 10 points. If he can hang tough and last the entire 60 seconds, he'll earn 5 points.
See Trent trying to do 2 things. Number 1, hang tough. And number 2, plot a strategy around Nitro. Neither one an easy job.
The contender does have to make a conscious effort to move towards the Gladiators' platform, but Trent going the wrong way at the moment.
Trent seeming a little lost for what to do next. He's getting dangerously close, too close, in fact, to Nitro, and Nitro takes him down.
And once Nitro gets you locked up, you stay locked up. So no points for Trent Suzuki. And up next is Lance Duke. And you can see Nitro chalking up for a better grip.
Ready!
Dayna Duke on hand as always to give support to her husband.
Lance with a nice smooth action, almost a fluid action as he works his way down the rings. Nitro very much at home on the rings, closing the gap on Lance.
Get going, gotta get going. Watch behind. Come on, Lance.
Well, with that kind of support, Lance has no choice but to stay up for those remaining 10 seconds now. He managed to shake the hug from Nitro. Now he's trying to hang tough for the 5 points of the draw. And Lance gets a way to go from his adversary, Nitro.
And picks up 5 points in the process. Nitro making contact, getting a hold of Lance, then takes the gamble, tries to wrap him up and take him off the rings, but slips off himself. And Lance goes on. With his win in Atmosphere, Lance increases his lead over Trent after 6 events. While in our women's preliminary, Dayna leads Johnnie as the women await Hang Tough. Johnnie's up first, and she's going to swing against Diamond.
Take a ring, take a ring.
And in Diamond, we are going to watch a very graceful gladiator.
Johnnie just working back and forth, kind of playing a little cat and mouse, just content to seemingly stay on the rings.
You gotta move.
And here, referee Larry Thompson warning Johnnie that you have to make a move towards that platform. Simply hanging tough is not good enough. You have to try to score. Diamond's now completely baffled. And if somehow Johnnie can reach one of those rings and move forward, she has a fairly decent chance to make it to that platform, but she's not going to have enough time to do it. Not much of a match, but Johnnie does earn 5 points.
I think Diamond's game plan was to have Johnnie just come to her, but it really didn't work out that way. Johnnie was content to just stay down close to her own platform. Next up, we're going to have Dayna Duke, who now trails Johnnie by 3 points. She may have a little trouble reaching those rings, Mike.
Come on, Duke.
At least initially, she'll have to get on her tiptoes to reach that starting ring. And she's on her way.
All the way, Dayna. All the way, babe. Let's go. That's it. Come on.
That's her husband, Lance, you hear, offering words of encouragement.
That's it. All the way, babe.
Dayna seemingly heading straight for the Gladiator. Diamond's almost outfoxed herself, got off to the side, but makes contact.
And the powerful legs of Diamond weren't powerful enough. Easy for you to say, Helby. You're not the one who's hanging up here. Dayna has about 2 choices. Try to make it to the platform or try to hang tough. She elects to hang tough and does.
Dayna, great job. Are your arms still in the socket?
Still there. My hands are a little bit tired, but my arms are hanging in there.
Exciting competition. Did Lance give you a few pointers?
Oh, a few. You know, I was just going to try to get to the other platform. And if I'm at the Gladiator, fine. If not, then I was on the platform. But Diamond caught me, and I just tried to hang on.
You met the Gladiator, all right. Speaking of that, I got to tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I went over to Diamond right before the event began. I said, Diamond, how do you feel? She said, fine. I said, are you nice and loosened up? And she said, yes. I went over and did a few chin-ups under the stadium before I came out. In other words, you loosened up a little bit.
Yes, I did a few chin-ups. But I'll tell you, I wanted to oil up before the event, and I'm glad I didn't. I was slippery enough.
Well, that was something. When you got a hold of her and wrapped your legs around her like that, I thought for sure she was going to come off.
I thought for sure she was going to come down, but you did great. I got to hand it to you.
Good job, girl.
And maybe next time, Diamond. But for now, both Dayna and Johnnie hang tough for 5 points. And after 6, Dayna still holds a slim margin over Johnnie. Who will advance to the quarterfinals? That will be determined next in the Eliminator. Welcome back to Universal Studios Hollywood for the final event, the Eliminator. Now both contenders will compete side by side and start by running up and against a treadmill. Then it's over a 30-foot abyss by using this hand bike. It's a true test of upper body endurance. From there, it's across a 30-foot balance beam only 6 inches wide, while a Gladiator throws a weighted blocking pad in the contender's direction.
Then, Mike, it's a 20-foot climb up a cargo net. Then a fun ride over a zip line, which carries the contender the entire length of the arena floor. Then it's decision time. Which lane to pick, which lane to finish in. A contender is confronted by 2 hurdles and possibly an awaiting Gladiator before the finish line.
And coming into this event, Dayna leads Johnny by 2 points. Translation, Johnny needs to win by only a second in order to move on to the quarterfinals. The women have 90 seconds in which to complete the course. Each second left on the clock worth 2 points.
Keep in mind, Mike, that each fall on the course will also result in penalty points.
Johnny in the red, Dayna in the blue. Dayna momentarily loses her footing, but she has made it to the top and now across on the hand bike. And down she goes.
Johnny slow and easy on the hand bike, maybe perhaps a little too slow. Of course, she hasn't lost any points yet like Dayna has.
Dayna trying to keep her balance and does. She's the first to reach the cargo net.
Johnny trying to close that gap now.
She dodges the blocking pad. She's made up some ground as Dayna comes down the zip line. This is one of the few opportunities the contenders have to get a breather in this event. Now down the final straightaway. Over the hurdle she goes. Through the barrier and past Diamond, she crosses the finish line. Now she'll have to wait and see if Johnny must have had all kinds of problems on that cargo net because she lost a great deal of time. Dayna Duke has won this event despite being assessed those penalty points, and Johnny really struggling but not giving up.
A tired gal crosses the finish line. Johnny, fell a little short on points, had a little trouble with the hand bike there.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It was very rough, very tough. Right upper bar strength.
But you hung in there and you finished the Eliminator. Of course, you're a little short on points as far as the one-on-one competition, but I think you're still in good shape for the quarterfinals. And I want to thank you for being a great competitor all day long. Add a little pepper to the goings-on. Dayna, congratulations. You're in the quarterfinals. I'll tell you what, you flew through the Eliminator, had a little trouble with the hand bike, though.
Yeah, I couldn't get it going. I've had trouble with it in practice, but I just couldn't get it going, so I had to drop, and luckily I was able to get an edge time-wise to not, so the points wouldn't affect me overall. It was a tough one. It was a good race with Johnny. She was tough.
Good job to both of you. Congratulations. Hope to see you in the quarterfinals.
So, Larry, one half of Team Duke will advance to the next round, and now it's Dayna's husband's turn, Lance, to see if he can make it a total family affair. He has an 11-point lead over Trent, and that means that Trent Suzuki would have to win by 5.5 seconds in order to beat Lance. Now, the men have 60 seconds to complete the Eliminator. The treadmill, the first challenge they face. Up they go. Lance in the blue, Trent in the red.
Good job. Keep going.
Lance burning down through the bike. Trent right on his heels.
Whoa!
Oh! Trent makes a dive, loses it. Lance comes off at the last second. Again, head-on-head competition as they start up the cargo net.
This one may be decided by the Gladiators waiting behind those barriers at the end. Lance the first to reach the zip line. Opening his lead. Remember, Trent has to win by 5.5 seconds. It doesn't look like he's going to do it.
Keep going, man. Keep going. Go. Good job.
Good job. Way to go. Good hustle.
And Lance Duke has won it. Mike?
Trent Suzuki and Lance Duke had as close a competition as we've ever seen. It came right down to the Eliminator final.
Trent, your effort not just good enough, it was thrilling, it was athletically gifted. There was nothing we could say wrong about your performance, except you got beat by the better man.
That's okay. Lance is a good man. I tried my hardest, and hopefully I'll be back for the quarterfinals.
You know, athletes always learn something about themselves when they get involved in competition. How about you? What has this American Gladiator competition taught you about yourself?
Well, it taught me that I'm not as invincible as I think I am, and you know, but with hard work and perseverance, we're going to keep on moving it anyway.
Trent, I know you're a very resilient competitor. Your point total may be good enough to get you into the quarterfinals. We'll have to wait and see. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Trent Suzuki. But the winner, Lance Duke. Baby, you were tough up there. You were quick. The only thing that knocked you off was those heavy bags. And here comes your wife, and I know she's happy as well.
Thank you, babe. Tell you what, they really don't need to swing those heavy bags at me. I've got such bad balance. I'm probably going to fall off anyway.
Well, your football experience helped you there in the balance department.
It was a lot of fun, a lot of work, but a lot of fun.
How about you? What kind of things will you take back with you as memories? Not that you're finished yet by any means.
Oh, this is just unreal to be able to compete with these people at age 31 when you're all washed up. It's just a dream come true. We're having a great time.
Well, Lance, you're far from washed up. Dayna, you told me earlier that the problem about having your husband in the competition, it doubles the stress. Not only do you worry about yourself, you worry about him.
Yeah, we've tried to not watch each other too much and to try to stay calm because it's just double the stress. But sometimes the adrenaline gets going and you just go haywire. But
well, you look great, and American Gladiator first. Both Lance and Dayna Duke will advance to our quarterfinals. That's a first. And we'll be back with more of the American Gladiators right after this.
So congratulations to the husband and wife team of Dayna and Lance Duke of Scottsdale, Arizona. They advanced to the quarters. And here's a preview of next week's competition.
Next week, the preliminaries continue as 4 contenders take the first step toward becoming American Gladiators champion. Nina Akai, Terrence Johnson, Carrie Hanger, James Kiernan. Watch as they take on Blaze, Laser, Lace, Nitro, and the rest of the American Gladiators.